All right, y'all. Hello and welcome. It is Friday. The weekend is upon us. I'm super excited. And we're just going to have fun with this like always. We're looking at Americans and tourists, well, just not totally understanding where they're traveling. Okay, these are some shocks that are too much for them to handle traveling throughout Europe. Yeah, you know this is going to be good. Roll clips.
That will shock Americans about Europe. Stick around for the last one, because it's an unexpectedly scary situation you might find yourself in. First up, the toilets. Let me introduce you to what I like to call the poop shelf, where you can observe things. Like this duck. And let's just say, things smell a lot better when they land in water. And they don't land in water in this toilet. Everything is closed on Sunday.
Okay, hold up.
You can observe things.
That is maybe valid, right? That is pretty weird.
Like to call
the shape of it, like why is the drain so far down there, right? Like towards the front. Then again, this is just one toilet. Is this the standard toilet? Millions of toilets are exactly like this throughout Europe. No, I'm highly doubt that. Kind of weird to categorize this as here are some insights, some shocks you might have traveling Europe, but okay.
Everything is closed on Sundays. You're hungry on a Sunday?
I don't think that's always true, but okay. For the times it is true, yes, this would be a shock as an American. I don't think I'd complain about it. You just have to adapt and do your shopping, at a different
Groceries?
time.
Think again. You gotta prepare for
But
that.
it's a little rough.
Need some meds from the pharmacy? You're gonna have to track down the one pharmacy that is open. And last, scariest of all, but first, comment if you want a part 2 because I've got plenty of this, is checking out at the grocery store, or the ultimate race. There is no messing around. There is no dilly-dallying. You are getting your stuff in the cart immediately when it is scanned. You do not bag it when you are checking out. You take it elsewhere and you get out of the way. 3 things that will shock Americans about Europe.
I don't know why that's scary to this poor woman. I'm not sure why. Clearly she's never been to an Aldi in the U.S. because they do it clearly the European way. They do scan your stuff really fast and they whip it in your cart and you're out. You pay and you're gone. You figure it out. Now, of course, this is the only store near me that does that. So if you're used to just going to strictly American stores, that will definitely be a little bit of a shock, but I wouldn't call it scary. Come on now, little manual labor shouldn't do too much to you now, right? I've been to Europe my whole life. I have no idea what you're talking about. There you go.
You're not American. I want you to tell me what this is. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And don't look it up and don't cheat. What is this? What is the name of it? And
looks
what is
like
its
a
purpose?
koozie.
Its function? And don't say to cool something, because there's a hidden purpose behind this in the U.S. So let me know what you think. I'm interested to know in the comments below. If you're not American, I want you to tell me what this is. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I would love to hear your input on this because I don't get it. We call them koozies. There could be other names for them regionally, at least here in the Midwest. That's what we call them. And then I've heard Australia, actually related to this channel. I've been sent these from Australia. They call them stubby holders. I imagine these have various names throughout different countries, different languages, but pretty sure that's what we're looking at. Holds your beer bottle, right? Like, I don't understand. It gives you a good grip, insulates it. What's the deal? What's the conspiracy here? See, I hope her hidden meaning isn't supposed to be hinting at that you're, that's helps you hide whatever you're drinking in public. That doesn't hide shit. Here in the U.S., you could clearly tell just by the bottleneck when it's a bottle of beer. They all just look like beer bottles. Regular drinks don't come in the same bottles. So, that's not going to hide anything. From anyone competent, they're going to know, even if you're drinking a bottle of Miller or Coors Light in public and it has a stubby holder or a koozie on it, you're not going to be fooling anyone. So that can't be it. That's a really, shallow take. It's a stubby holder. There you go. Keeps your drink cold by stopping your hand heating up the drink. Yeah, that's all I could think of. And I don't remember if I mentioned that girl that we just watched. She's an American in Germany. So that's Apparently why she's confused. All right, here we go. Why is it so hard to get the bill in Europe? Oh boy, have we seen this before. Yeah, first of all, gotta love it, right? Because eating out is the exact same in Europe, in every country. From Iceland to Sweden to Croatia to France to Poland to Latvia, everywhere in between. Yeah, it's the exact same. You're always waiting for the bill, right? God forbid they could probably flag down a waiter and be like, "Hi, can I please get the bill?" Pretty sure they wouldn't catch much trouble. So it sounds like a user error, in my opinion, but let me just throw that out there. What do I know? Of course, a perfect comment summarizing why this is weird. Why in America all the servers pressure you to leave faster and insist on giving you the check is the question. Yeah, I have to humbly agree. To seat the next table, everything is in a rush. Here, we enjoy ourselves for hours. And this is the part of European, restaurant culture. This is the part I envy a lot. I think this is so good that it's actually a precious social function that you might go out, you might have some wine, have a multi-course meal, and you enjoy the food. You take your time with it. You don't eat fast and like shock your body, right? And you're not getting pushed out because the next, the place has got people coming in. You got to clear out some tables, Make sure you leave a tip too. Yeah, American restaurant culture could improve greatly if we adopted some of this. POV, it's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday in Europe. I gotta love it. In Europe. Oh, we have a little side note. When the do Europeans work? Another one of these. We've seen a similar post to this where a guy was literally sitting, looking around like, what is everyone doing, right? He was amazed. And, the description of this says Europeans would need a full week to recover from a day in corporate America. Yeah, I don't think they're too jealous of that, dude. I don't think they admire corporate America at all. Something tells me. Just a hunch. Yeah, people actually have a lunch break, right? They have some time to do stuff. Or people have days they can take off, right? And they can go enjoy a nice day. They can go enjoy a meal, enjoy the fresh air. All things that we should be doing more here.
Home that Americans find strange. Part 2. This is our dryer, and unlike American dryers, it doesn't vent outside. Instead, it collects all the water inside this compartment, and you have to manually empty it after each load.
Okay.
When you move into a Swedish apartment,
it's a little extra step, but that's not terrible. Never seen that before, so it's for sure different. Your home doesn't come with light fixtures.
You have to buy and install your own ceiling light, which means your first nights in might be a little dark. Of course, the oven is in Celsius, which is something I'm still figuring out. And this is the shower floor.
Yeah.
Or should I say the entire bathroom floor is the shower floor. There's no separate stall or tub, just a slanted floor to drain the water. And finally, our huge windows open
It's not really weird. Have you been to a locker room in like a gym? I mean, we have those here in the U.S. They might not be as common in homes, although some homes do have this style I've been in. It's not common, but it's there. It's not a big deal. I just don't feel like it's so weird when Americans complain about about European showers. It's one of those where I've just never fully understood.
Just a slanted floor to drain the water.
What the problem is.
And finally, our huge windows open inwards, and we have no screens. Yes, even on the top floor.
God, that thing is thick.
Follow along as I discover more strange things
in a
Swedish home.
Heavy duty.
Swedish home that
really cool, actually. Actually, the comments say that those dryers have two options. You can manually empty it like she showed, or you can actually install an exhaust hose in the back. So that's interesting. Maybe you guys can weigh in and confirm that. She could have been wrong there. I mean, this is legit. The light fixture thing, I admit, is pretty odd. Like, why doesn't it just have light fixtures, right? Why would a tenant supply that? No screens, I'll never understand it. They're, of course, referring to screens outside the windows. I feel like there are a presence of screens I've heard from people in some European buildings and houses. I don't think they're absent. They're just maybe not as common. And I agree. I think screens make a lot of sense. So maybe that's one W for North American homes. Like that, they're pretty common here, and they make sense. Although I will say overall, the difference of windows and like the build quality and the sturdy grade of the window assembly in European countries is bar none way better. Like there's no debate about it. So like overall, you guys' windows are awesome and the better choice. But I will say that they would be perfect if they had a screen. So let's merge those. Americans, ew, why is the water green? Europeans jumping right in. I mean, that looks like normal water. Some lakes and stuff just look like that. The water near me in various places in northern Illinois typically would look like this. Of course, there's places with bluer water, clear water, like that. That happens everywhere in Europe, everywhere in the U.S. Like it just depends, right? I'm not exactly sure why this is like a valid complaint. Like, ew, why is the water green? I don't know where they're coming from in the U.S., but there's definitely some green water here. Of course, the comments, actually someone saying like as Americanized women does too. So exactly, Europeans have this. Yeah, they have exotic waters. Like, come on now. There's an American lake. It's literally green. I'm not trying to be a nerd or anything, but I think the reason our waters are so green is because of the less salt in the water. POV, you're an American on a train from Rome to Amalfi? I'll play it again. During a conclave, and the whole train is audibly upset that the new pope is American. Okay, I'm going to go to comments because obviously I could barely hear the passengers, and I believe they're speaking Italian, so I'm not going to know, what precisely they're saying. Shout out to the Pope, by the way. He is from Chicago area and White Sox fan, so hey. Someone actually provided a translation saying they never, and then like they couldn't hear. It's been 47 years since there's been an Italian one. They never get the Pope right exactly. Never an Italian. They really do lull us. Okay. Italian here. They wanted an Italian. That's it. They did not say anything about his nationality. Do I agree? Of course not. Just translating. But I also simply think this is a desire as the same matrix of, okay, whatever that is. They also continue down here from that first translation. For I would say things like they're hating Americans or even calling the Pope slurs. Don't spread misinformation. So, yeah, that's what it sounds like. I'm going to trust that. Sounds like they're just, gossiping about the new pope and saying that, they wish maybe it was a local Italian. Not a big deal, right? They can have their own opinion. And especially hearing they're not like straight up roasting him or roasting America for no reason seems more realistic, right? Like, I don't think they were just bashing him for no reason. They weren't even really talking about him. They were talking about the selection. Can someone please tell me? Oh my God. Y'all know I'm the Fanta boy, right? Come on now. We went to the moon viral. That was a year and a couple months ago now. I can't even believe it. It felt like it was yesterday. Yeah, their Fanta's not neon orange. It's a little yellowish because orange juice is a little yellowish, right? Shout out to Orangina as well. I just saw there. Literally was drinking some earlier. Hell yeah. Yeah, European Fanta is supreme. Orangina even more so on another level. This is hilarious. Why is it not orange like normal American Fanta? Yeah, because it's not nuclear neon orange with a truckload of chemicals and super artificial dyes. I don't know what U.S. Fanta was thinking with the bright orange, but that shit does not look like orange juice at all. And top comment backs us up. Fun fact, orange juice isn't orange, but it's yellow. This might give you a little hint as to what's going on. Exactly.
Here are 3 culture shocks that'll absolutely blow the minds of any Americans looking to come to Paris. First on the list, we have paying for public toilets. As an American, we have a luxury of being able to just go almost anywhere and being able to use a restroom. But in Paris, you're not going to be able to do that shit here. And it can cost you anywhere between €1 to €2, and you're not going to get restrooms that look like this, like how you would in places like Singapore. Nope, you're just going to get a regular ass bathroom. So when you're in Paris, word of advice, be sure to take your shits before you leave the house. Also, did y'all know that outside of pharmacies, they have actual condom
I think
dispensers?
that's always going to be a hit or miss, even in European countries, even in Paris, European cities that say, rare bathrooms here that are just awesome, right? Super clean, super nice. And unfortunately, it seems like 4 out of 5 bathrooms here are really rough, but hey, at least they're free, right? I tend to avoid public bathrooms as much as possible for those reasons. at first, at face value, I just can't even believe that you have to pay for the bathroom. I still don't get it. I get it. Like, it's been explained to me that, it's supposed to pay for upkeep and staff to maintain it better. Okay, but I don't get it. That's one I just can't really hop on board with. But I will say, if the average European bathroom is supposedly better, that is a good thing. That one he showed didn't look terrible. I've seen a lot worse, unfortunately. But, I mean, if you're paying for it, it should kind of look like the ones he showed from Singapore. Those look incredible.
Now, yes, I know this is the city of love, but they took that shit very fucking literally. But I'm not gonna lie, some of y'all really need that shit.
That's wild.
And finally, this
right
one
on the
is
street,
more so just common
condom
sense.
dispenser.
If you're coming
Wow.
to Paris, please learn French. A lot of the culture shocks and issues that people have with Paris will be solved if they just learn a little bit of the language. And no, not every French person is mean, and some people will help you practice, like this.
J'étudie le français depuis 6 mois. Je dois pratiquer mon français beaucoup.
6 mois. Super.
Merci.
And if you're in a situation like I was and I was getting a ticket, speaking French definitely goes a long fucking way. Also, things like gestures, sounds, and even personal space are things that are more cultural and aren't necessarily just disrespectful. So just make sure when you come to Paris, manage your expectations, and just remember, most Parisians, they fucking hate everybody.
Well, I mean, look at the traffic they deal with all the time, man. We've taken a look at that. That would make people stressed out for sure. Now, I think that's a stereotype, but I definitely agree with that. Try and learn just a little bit of the basics when you're traveling. I feel like most more Americans and more travelers in general could be aware of that. I think that'd be really cool. A little bit goes a long way. And people's personal spaces, that's going to be different per country. I feel like people have to kind of recognize that and not be so shocked and stressed out when it's not the same as when they're at home.
Right? Like, past this way. No, you might be right. I think you're right.
They're trying to find a way around with a paper map. Oh my God.
Are you filming us? No, but we can. There's like a street.
Americans in Europe, when no one wants to pay for data. I thought data was actually super cheap or like affordable compared to what we pay here in the U.S. I've always heard that about European countries, that it's very affordable. If you have a newer phone, just use an eSIM, 20 gigs for like $20. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Mobile data in the EU is ridiculously cheap compared to the U.S. That's what I heard. Like, I think they're making this a lot harder than they need to. I'm sorry, looking at a map in wherever they're at, I mean, it looks beautiful, but looks nothing like the U.S., obviously. It just looks like that'd be a hot mess. Come on now. You guys know America's looking at a map trying to navigate this big city. Yeah, hell no. POV every 2 to 3 days in Europe. Okay, packing the suitcase up, the bags. Someone overpacked, man. This is my fear. Like, I want to travel quite extensively throughout some different European countries, kind of as most as I can. But I gotta pack light, man. I do not want to be hauling all this crap around. There's just no need. That goes for any trip. Like, you gotta pack light. Packing heavy, there's no payoff. Like, what is the advantage? There's no advantage. It's all disadvantages, man. I feel like this happens to a lot of people. POV, you use the ATMs in Europe.
Attention!
Okay, some weird audio there. That's what I do here, though. Are they saying that? I think what this is they're yanking on the card reader to make sure there's not like an overlay, to make sure there's not a fake one over it. Because here in the U.S., actually, there does exist sometimes a scam where people put some sort of machine or something or another contraption over the actual card reader. And while you're, putting your card in, it reads, your chip or whatever and steals all your stuff. So that's not fun. And I'm assuming they would have that worldwide, honestly. So that's kind of funny. They're singling out Europe here. I do the same thing here. Other yank out, make sure there's nothing fishy going on. And then I'm still nervous about putting my card in there. I do it at Fuel stations too, like everywhere. In Canada, we're doing it too. I do that in the U.S., not just Europe. You could just tap the card. I mean, that's the better option. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, it literally shows a tap icon right there. They should have just done that. POV, you're in Eastern Europe. Oh, is this an elevator, man? Look at that thing in motion. We've never actually gotten to see that. Yo, that is wild. These things look like they got some mileage on them. Wow. How old is this, man? Yeah, that is one big difference. You are not going to find an elevator like that here in the U.S. I would be a little freaked out by this, not going to lie. Oh, my God, it's so tight and cramped. It's like, I hope these things are maintained. That's all I'm going to say, right? Tries blending in as a local. This is American in Italy. What is happening? Oh, she's trying to use one of those. We've seen these before, these water fountain things. You know what? I'll be honest. I'm going to keep it real. I wouldn't know how to use this. So trying to look like a local, I feel like you're not looking like a local. I can't talk smack because I wouldn't really know what I'm doing with this either. So POV locking and unlocking doors in Europe, dude, I tell you what, that does look like a process. Although I think they're making it harder than it is. It's definitely different. Here you typically put the key in and you're only turning half turn to 3/4 turn, and that shit's unlocked, right? These are much more involved, but again, they're making it look harder than it really is. It would just be a little weird at first as an American, that's all. Gee, what did you see in Europe? What I mostly saw, what, crowds and walking? I feel like they're more highlighting, because they pan down at their feet, I feel like they're highlighting like, oh, I just saw a bunch of walking. I mean, what did you expect, to get a helicopter tour of everywhere you were at? I mean, that's what you do, is walk. You do that everywhere, even here in the U.S. if you're down on the ground trying to look at something up close, right? You don't want to see it all from a car. Maybe a little mix of both, okay? Fair, I just read the description. It says POV, you're 5 feet tall walking around Europe. So what are they implying? That everyone's tall? I mean, okay. I feel like there's a lot of tall people everywhere, though, right? Like the U.S., we have a lot of tall people, too. I mean, there's short people and there's tall people, you know? I mean, this is pretty nitpicky.
Okay, I have a question. How come I can't take this lid off the water bottle in Europe? It just stays there.
And can
yes, it
tell me
does.
Why, right next to the toilet, they put a sink? Do people actually do this in their house, or this is just a weird hotel?
And is every bed this soft? Every time I lay down, I sink into the bed. And every morning I wake up, my lower back hurts. Look at this. It's so soft. Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
How come I can't take this?
Now, again, is that common for all of Europe? I doubt it, right?
It's so...
Something like a bed? Come on now. Yeah, it looks a little soft, but I think it's manageable, right? I'm sure another bed at another hotel is not as soft. Nothing mentally prepares you for travel days in Europe. Now, yeah, that would be... Oh, see, she overpacked again. All the stairs and the suitcases. I mean, that would be a commitment for sure. That would suck a little bit. It would suck a lot, actually. But you know what? That I feel like you're a little bit in control of this. You know, like pack light. Right?
So I'm currently traveling in Portugal, and I didn't think I would be able to do this, but I can literally spot an American from a mile away. And I don't know exactly what it is that makes it so obvious. I genuinely think it might be that they're like happier, they're like more confident. Europeans are just like, and Americans are walking around like just happy to be here. That's gotta be it. So I'm currently traveling in Portugal.
That's funny. Like an American actually realizing, like, I could tell Europeans and Americans apart while they're over there. That's pretty funny. I think it's just because the Americans are on vacation, right? If they're there. I mean, you know how rare that is for an American to get time to actually go to a different continent. It's quite rare for us. So, yeah, people are going to be pretty pumped up about it. And they're going to look a lot more lively, perhaps, than someone just going about their Monday. as a local in Portugal, right?
I'd be a hater for a sec. I did not enjoy my time in Italy. I thought that the local people were really rude, or they just made me feel very uncomfortable. They would stare at me like everywhere I went, like stop their conversations to stare at me. And I didn't like the food. I felt like it was tasteless. I ate in Genova,
hell no.
I ate in Sicily. It was like fresh, but there was no flavor. Also, no salt. I feel like none of the food in Europe has any salt in it. That may just be my unsophisticated American palate, but I do miss eating salt. What am I missing? Why does everyone love Italy so much? I really want to understand.
Wow.
I guess the history is cool and the art is cool, but history and art are cool in a lot of places in Europe and the rest of the world, so I just don't get the hype of Italy. Can I be a...
Oh, boy. I'll believe that one alone. That is not what I expected. Wow. I mean, hey, different strokes, different folks. People have different opinions. I feel like those might be fighting words, saying the food literally in Italy was lackluster coming from an American. I'm going to let you guys handle that. Yeah, good luck. I don't know where to begin. No, Stouffer's lasagna. For those that don't know, that is like a pre-made TV dinner, or, like a frozen meal. Very, processed and low quality compared to a fresh meal in Italy. But hey, what do I know? Culture shock is an American living in Barcelona. Why are there barely any fast food? What? Are they kidding me? Why is there no pizza when Europe is known for pizzas? Oh, no, oh my God. No. Get this off of here. Hell nah. You visit Cinque Terre in July. I probably said that wrong. What do they complain about? The people again? Do people not know that cities all over the world get crowded during peak seasons? Like I'm a little lost, right? Is that what we're talking about? Whoever designed the train system in Italy needs to be fired, because this is the second time we ended up on the wrong train. Oh, geez. Why do I feel like this is going to be user error again, right? Is the train system that bad? I don't think so, right? I feel like we've read good things about it in other videos. Let's go to the comments. Wait, what? Don't match up your train number to the platform number on the big LED sign and then get on. I'm confused where it went wrong. There was nothing on our ticket that told us where to switch, so we couldn't match anything up. Girl, get the app. Oh my God. I have a feeling it was user error. I don't think it's the train system. I was just there. I took 4 trains and never got on the wrong one. It sounds like the solution for anyone that finds it a little challenging to navigate the trains, just get the app. Right? It makes it much easier. So there you go. The more you know. That's a wrap. Friday. The weekend is here. I hope you're going to have an awesome one. I'm going to cut it there. That's enough of people just not quite understanding it. There was actually some more too. I was tempted, but maybe we'll do another episode at another time. There are plenty of more of Americans who just didn't quite get the memo. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. It's a learning experience for the rest of us. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the comments. It's going to be it for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.